Hopeless people aren't true to themselves and are not fully seen, even with their friends. There are two types of personalities that can get deadly diseases. Type C personalities who are most likely to get cancer. They are cooperative, patient, and passive. Type C personalities tend to suppress or repress negative feelings. Repression, an inability to say no, and an inability to feel anger are linked to cancer. And the second personality type that's linked to a serious disease is the type A, which is fast and driven, and they are more likely to get heart disease. Getting away from parents physically doesn't necessarily free a child emotionally. Controlling is a coping style when a child feels out of control. They may try to control all aspects of their life to be happy. Emotional repression is a coping mechanism as well. Children pretend not to need to survive. Hyper-independence may last a lifetime for some. Repression of anger is a type of dissociation, also known as defensive exclusion. When an angry child gets rejected, they stop being angry by repressing to maintain their relationship with their parents. People with chronic conditions, in most cases, never had someone to talk to when experiencing a stressful event with anger and sadness. Some parents are too busy or too triggered by a distressed child, so they force the child to repress their feelings. Early relationships are essential to life and affect the brain later in life. Poor linguistic skills are associated with premature death, and I was surprised by this. Repression and early deprivation in life are also associated with sickness. How have you been repressed in your life? Emotions protect the body from stress, which is why we need to feel them. Chronic stress may disable the immune system and cause autoimmune disease. Are you stressed out on a daily basis? Children regulate their emotions through their parents because they're not emotionally mature yet. Self-regulation is like a thermostat. Children and baby animals can self-regulate and are dependent on their parents. Psychological distress happens when the relationship between a child and a parent is threatened. Social and emotional connections are vital to life. Emotions regulate your hormones throughout life. One should not repress emotional needs to fit in with others or maintain a relationship, whether in work or social situations. All people need emotional intimacy. Those who don't have it are in a frozen emotional state. One study showed that kids with asthma were more likely to have a negative relationship with both parents and had critical parents. Parents need to respond with attunement to the needs of their children. When children develop their attachment and stress response apparatuses, this determines a child's future parenting style. Enmeshment, protectiveness, rigidity, and lack of conflict resolution are the four family systems that led to disease. Mental illness, suicide, cancer, and heart disease were more common in people by midlife who had distant parental relationships or no positive memories of home life. Parents need to respond to their children's cues. Stress hormones cause some brain circuits to grow shorter, and stress ages people. Another study in Australia showed that women with no social support and severe stressors had a 9 times increased risk of carcinoma. It's healthy to not suppress and not act out your emotions either. Independent and self-regulated women are better off health-wise after a divorce than those attached to their ex. Individuals are meant to be independent by nature. There is a struggle between security and autonomy from a young age. People need both attachment and individuation. Losing independence can cause stress, but shutting down or suppressing one's emotions for the sake of a relationship can cause illness. Autoimmune diseases are those that come with civilization. Humans are not separate from life, organic life. Urbanization has hidden costs, both spiritual and psychological costs. People don't need to be helpful to have value. They already have inherent worth. Still, in our society, people often feel valuable only if they are useful. Many feel a burden of stress that comes from subconscious beliefs about how worthy or lovable they are, and these beliefs affect people on a cellular level. This section of the book talks about how to heal and healing practices. Healing is about balance, health, and connection. Being healed means being whole. Being too optimistic is a coping mechanism for a child who's been hurt. Some positive thinking is based on the belief that one can't handle negativity. It's healthy to face reality and be optimistic at times. We need to face the good and the bad honestly. Feeling numb is a way to dissociate from pain and numb reality so that one doesn't have to live in reality. Hiding pain and sadness is an automatic response for some who take care of others while ignoring their own needs. Negative thinking makes people realize they're fragile and not as strong as they thought. It's best not to minimize loss for your own sake and sanity. Both repression and acting out of anger are harmful and linked to illnesses, and this is because these actions reveal a fear of genuine outrage, the real kind. One must pay attention to the spiritual side, the psyche, and the body in order to heal in this life. Thank you for watching. I hope you find healing and stay healthy.